Good.
Awesome.
Today, guys, we're back with another episode of Those Two Dads. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, episode 30.
Can you believe that?
Dude, I'm ecstatic. It's amazing.
The big 3-0. Can't even believe it. That's nuts. So what we're going to do for this big 3-0 is we're talking with Flipmoss.
Hell yeah.
Super exciting.
This is one
So
fun,
his
dude.
specialty is helping online marketers learn the skills needed to be successful at high-ticket affiliate marketing. Okay? So helping them to achieve the income needed to fire their boss and leave their 9-to-5s. So, yeah, right? Yeah. So if you've been following along with us, you can bet he's a dad.
Yep.
He's a dad and a husband and crushing it as a full-time entrepreneur, right? So as always, we're your hosts. That's Josh. I'm Kyle. And we're stoked to be with you guys for this episode.
And we got our favorite fans. She's here with us again. What's up, Civil?
You got to shout out Civil. She is as loyal as they come.
Yep.
For sure. So before we get going, if you find value from our interviews and clips, give us a subscribe, drop us some hearts, leave us a comment. We like all that on Facebook. We really like all that on YouTube. So go ahead and really help us out there. Those2dads.com. It redirects you right to YouTube. That helps us grow the channel for you guys and get more awesome guests like Flip. Yep. And then, of course, we love helping and sharing with others. That's why we do this thing. And appreciate all the support getting the word out. So without further ado, let's bring in our guest.
Oh, there he is.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man? Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that it's so, and people who are hanging out, obviously, and who know our normal time, I'm making it aware, buddy. So Tuesday we were supposed to do this. And I get a message from Flip at like 3 a.m. I see it when I wake up in the morning. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I fell asleep on the couch. And I was like, you know what? This is perfect.
Don't leave out that major detail, though.
Yeah. Okay. So he was putting his kids to bed, right? He was putting his kids to bed. And this is what I want to say is like, this goes along with what we talk about on this channel is he was taking care of his family. He had his phone in his office, and he was like, you know what? I've had a hard day. I'm just going to take a quick little, plop on the couch. And as dads, we all know this. The minute that head hits the back of the couch, you gone. So
you can feel it's over.
Yeah. You especially you lean back and that's it. But yeah, it's
we've all been there. We've all been there, just putting our kids down right for the night and then just it's over.
Yep. I've fallen asleep at the side of my son's bed, like, just sitting there with him because, he just wants to snuggle and whatever. And I'm like, I'm too big for your little twin size bed. So I'm just going to sit like right next to you here, and he falls asleep and I fall asleep. And like, however long later, my wife's coming and being like, are you good? like, what are you doing?
I'm comfortable.
Yeah, it's like it looks weird, but it feels good. but anyways, so yeah, dude, it doesn't matter that it's a different night, different time. I always say this: it's our podcast. We'll do what we got to do to make things happen. But I appreciate you being here with us, honestly, and with all crazy things life throws at us. The best thing is that we get to do these episodes and be able to showcase guys like you. And so we're not going to take too much of the time. So the floor is yours, and introduce yourself to the world, man.
Right on. Once again, I appreciate y'all having me. It's 10:30 here. Everybody is asleep.
Yeah.
Got the girls to bed. And I told the wife, I said, I'm not going to sit down. All right, so I didn't sit down. My name is Flipmoss. I'm from a small town in Virginia. It's called Emporia. It's really known for speeding tickets. But honestly, that's who I am. I used to work in an aluminum extrusion plant. Most people don't even know what the hell that is. All right, but
sounds like hard work. That's what that is.
Yeah. Steel toes, hot sleeves, safety glasses, dangerous equipment. And
cuts, bruises, and burns probably.
Oh yeah, I still got scars from when I was there, to be honest. But I worked there for almost 10 years. Gave a lot of time, and I made it to supervisor pretty quick. I was only supposed to start as summer help, but when my first daughter was born, Miranda, she was born in 2016. We were actually working sevens. We were working 7 12-hour shifts. We'd get a half a day off to transition to night shift,
Wow.
and then we'd work another 7, and then we'd get 2 days off. Now I was completely burnt out, and I'd done that. We worked those sevens for almost 2 years, all the way into my next daughter being born, which was Ashton in 2017. And it's kind of crazy, how everything happened. I fell asleep last night after putting them to bed because for the first 2 years I missed all that. I was working night shifts, I was working
Yep.
crazy ass day shifts, and I just wasn't there. The wife and kids had everything they needed except for me because I was always
Mhm.
gone, right? And y'all know, anybody that's a parent, things change when you have kids. Like
Oh yeah.
you think you love your wife, which we do. All right, so wives don't take that personal. But when you have your first kid and then your kid in general, that's a different kind of love. And when you're missing those times, it doesn't sit well with you at all.
Nope.
Right. So that's what got me really interested. Now I'm a guy that didn't used to trust Amazon. So you can imagine I thought everything was a scam online. Uh, Being a blue collar redneck from VA, I was just that hardworking guy. I was like, oh, this is bullshit. Right. So
Yep.
the very first thing that I tried was drop shipping. That was the first online course that I ever bought, purchased, invested in 2017. And to be completely honest, it was a lot of work, a lot of overhead.
Dropshipping is a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a lot more than I expected and more cost after the initial investment for the course, right?
Right.
They were telling me what I needed to do, and there was a lot more money that was needed. So
How'd you find that course? Were you just sick and tired of what you're doing and you just
yeah,
started tooling around online? And then
yeah,
you
I
get
was I had a 6-figure job as a supervisor. So,
yeah.
I had good money coming in, bills were paid. So I was like, I can afford to try some stuff, right?
Hmm.
But how I found it, uh, I'm not going to name drop because I don't really have a lot of good things to say about it. But
That's
I
all
came
good.
across an ad on Facebook for this particular person and company and course. So that's how I found it. And they had good reviews, but they left out all the important stuff. You know,
Yep.
like the course is 14.97, but to get started, you really need like 10 grand. So they left all that out. But I rolled with it for a while, and eventually, I met a guy that was doing e-com drop shipping method. So I was like, all right, I'm kind of knowledgeable in drop shipping now. So I became a third party seller on Amazon,
Hmm. Okay.
and that was
Yeah,
actually
FBA, yeah.
yeah. Actually, I never did the FBA part of it. I
No.
just done the wholesale, finding suppliers, and
Okay.
kind of fulfilling through some eBay sellers and whatnot, doing it
Hmm.
the easiest way possible.
Yep.
But even
Did,
so,
did you get into arbitrage?
I
Like
did
where
do
you're
some of
getting,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
See a
I
lot
was
of
that.
people right now doing that, right?
Yeah.
Garage selling or just going to Target or Walmart or whatever and like getting the deals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
Gary Vee's been showing just showing a bunch of random stuff of him going to garage sales and picking up things for, he'll spend $100 and then he'll go out and sell
Yep.
it for 1,200, 1,300. And he's like, look, guys, it's not that hard.
It's really not. Like I used to go to Walmart, and every time we went Walmart to go shopping, you would catch me in the clearance aisle over there scanning stuff. I was
Yeah.
Yep.
scanning the crap out of stuff, right?
Did you have BrickSeek? You know
I
what
was
that
actually,
tool is?
I think I was using Jungle Scout. I think it
Okay.
was.
It's probably like exactly the same, just
Yeah.
Yeah,
somebody else's.
yep. But I done
Yeah.
that for a while, and the guy that actually helped me get started in ecom with being an Amazon seller, that's what he did. He's still like crushing it. I built a really really good relationship with him. Next March, I'm supposed to go speak at a mastermind in Vegas. Kind of excited about that.
Sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah, but he also does some affiliate marketing, so that kind of intrigued me a little bit and got my curiosity up.
Yep.
Obviously, the relationship was there, so I trusted him. Um, and I didn't actually do affiliate marketing with him. I was actually sold on another done-for-you service where it was basically, we'll give you the products, we'll create your funnels. All you have to do is spend money on Facebook ads. And you
Those
can
sound
imagine,
so sweet, don't they?
don't they? I'm gonna tell you, you already know that there's a lesson coming, and it wasn't a good one either.
Yep.
But I learned two cool things because my first affiliate commission was $23, but I had to spend over $2,000 to make it.
Oof.
Yeah, it's Facebook ads, man.
Yep.
You ain't got money to drop and find a winning ad set, don't start with paid ads. But the thing it taught me was don't start with paid ads, and you actually can make commissions. So I didn't completely brush it under the rug per se, but I did eventually stop with Amazon because I kind of got going in the high ticket space. I came across Legendary was the first true affiliate marketing course that I went through.
Sure.
Went through that. I didn't really take it serious, to be honest. This is like the beginning of 2020 when I got Legendary. And I'll be honest, I purchased damn near every upsell they had, including the business blueprints. I really don't have anything bad to say about them other than they could update some things, right?
Yep.
Say that. But that opened my eyes up to a new way of doing things. And I came across groove funnels, right?
Yeah.
So that was the next thing. And if you notice, guys, I've made a lot of investments. I've invested over $40,000 now since 2017 in my online education. So just to kind of paint a picture for everyone. But groove funnels, it attracted me because they had a lot of features and they had a really good affiliate program.
Right.
So I got lifetime access to that, their little lifetime deal. And I actually made my first high ticket commission by accident. Didn't even know who it came from. I didn't talk to anyone. I was just talking about it on Facebook, getting into the organic game.
Yep.
And this was kind of fast forwarded a little too quick. But March 2020, I was furloughed and terminated from that six-figure job.
Oof.
So we lost my income.
What's the initial reaction to that?
I had plans to quit in 2 years or less. That was like my escape plan. But to kind of paint this picture a little bit deeper, I ran two crews of 50 guys, and I respected all my guys. I was a young supervisor. I'm only 33 years old, so all of my guys were older than me, but they all respected me because I got to that position really quick. So I wasn't that supervisor that would be like, all right, you better get your shit done or I'll write your ass up. I wasn't that guy.
Right.
I would get in there and work with them and help them stay caught up, right? So
Like a
I had
leader.
really good
But
relationship.
that's exactly what leadership's all about, man. Like, not to be a boss. You're there to support your crew so that they can achieve their goals.
Right.
When they're hitting their goals, you by default hit your goals.
Yeah.
That's
it. That's it. It made me feel better too, because I wouldn't watch them struggle. I'd jump in and help.
Yeah.
But
and they probably loved you for it even more.
They did. They appreciated the crap out of it. 100%. I still talk to him. I had he was my lead guy. He called me the other day just to check in about hunting season. Really cool black guy, Cliff. We call him Rick Ross because he kind of looks like the rapper Rick Ross. But he called me the other day and we chatted for a little bit, checked on each other's family and whatnot.
Yeah,
so the respect is still there, which is cool. But what got me furloughed was me speaking on my opinion on COVID-19 because I got two little girls.
Yep.
And I've worked hard my whole life. It wasn't about the work. It was the fact that they were hiding things about positive cases, and we were having to come in to run the equipment behind the crews where the positive cases were, and they tried to hide it. Right. So I spoke my mind, and I tell my guys,
and the timeline behind that too, right, is early 2020, very early pandemic, where nobody knows what it really is.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
Well, and everybody was strung out. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just don't know, right? Is it killing people? Yeah, because it was killing people.
Yeah.
Right. But Is it going to affect you? Is it going to affect your kids? Is it going to affect your crew? How is it going to affect, and we got a ton more information now than we did then. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that just shows what the company prioritized, not the health and safety and well-being of their people, but the dollars. So if you want a quick example of that today, like you guys know, we were talking about it pre-show. My wife got in a little fender bender, right? Somebody hit her from behind. And she was okay, felt okay enough to go to work. And she's telling somebody at work, a supervisor, about what happened, and she's feeling a little messed up. And they're like, dude, get out of here. You're going to urgent care. And she had a full day schedule, right? Where they had to call all those people. And she's an esthetician. And so at like a premier place, right? In St. Louis where we live. And they called all those people. They had to reschedule them or work, somebody in or whatever, but they didn't care. They cared about her. Go home, go to the urgent care. Turns out she has a concussion, and but it's pretty amazing the stark difference of a company, right, where they value you as a human being versus just the dollars. And I can tell you, every person that works for that place raves about it. It was Heather's dream place to work.
Yeah.
And it's because of the little things like that, which is just treating people like people.
Very important. And it's not many places like that anymore.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. So you get furloughed, and, obviously that kind of sends you into another phase of your life, because now you're like, well, shoot, there goes the 6-figure paycheck, and which, to anybody who's wondering what furloughed means, it's a really nice way of saying you're fired, but we can still call you back if we want to.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a nice way of being like, we don't want you here, but we might want you back. So we're not going to fire you, so you can't collect unemployment.
Yeah, they'll string you along.
But you can go get another job if you want. And you can try to go get some sort of unemployment or assistance, but they'll probably deny it because you're not technically let go. Like, the whole furlough thing was stupid. There was so much BS about that. But so what did that do for you then, in terms of, like, you're already looking at online marketing, you've already been trying some things. Mm-hmm. So what kind of mindset did that put you in of what the next step was?
It kind of fired me up and scared me at the same time, because, to make it even better, my wife worked at the hospital. She was ER registration, and she got furloughed.
You guys were probably just going crazy over there with
she got furloughed and fired too.
Oh no.
Man.
So we lost both incomes. And
wow,
if you've got 1 kid or 2 kids, you know how much they eat and how quick they rip, right? So and then we got, when
you were doing Amazon drop shipping, were you making enough? Were you making a living wage with what you were doing? Or like, could you basically, like, you could default, like, yeah, I know the skill, I can lean on that for now? Or
it wasn't enough to pay all of our bills.
Yeah.
It was extra money every month, because I'll tell you this, it's actually kind of a cool story. When everything, let me drop Facebook because I got folks messaging me. When all this was happening and COVID hit, I saw that as an opportunity as an Amazon seller. So I called up Jermaine. He was the guy helping me. I was like, dude, can we get some hazmat suits, some masks, and sanitizers, uploaded to the store? Right. I was like, this is gonna pop off. And that was one of the biggest months that I had. We done like $6,000 that month, and most of that was hazmat suits. Right.
Wow.
But then, I don't know if y'all remember, sanitizer and all that could no longer be found, much less if you were a third-party seller, you couldn't sell it on Amazon. That went for the masks too and the hazmat suits. So I kind of quit that.
I didn't know that. They killed that?
They killed that for third-party sellers. Yep.
Damn. Did you flip that to eBay?
I did get rid of all my stuff. the stuff that I had, I still got rid of it. So it wasn't terrible, but it was killing on Amazon. Like I remember being at work because I hadn't got furloughed yet. And I had a buddy go in with me on a few things with Amazon. And we were talking between plants over the radio. It's like, yeah, bro, we just had $1,200 in sales the last 30 minutes. It's going to be a good day. And I got yelled at for talking about that on the radio from my boss. But I wasn't making quite enough for it to be full time, to cover things. But still doing that. Then I got furloughed and fired. And the wife lost her job. And I was still running my custom wood business. It was called the Bearded Wood Butcher, hence the beard.
Yep.
That was that actually helped out a lot, and that kept us going through the summer, helping pay the bills and whatnot. But it was still very time consuming, creating physical products and whatnot. But the way that it triggered me was, all right, this is scary. We just lost benefits, paycheck, and we still got all the bills that everyone has: mortgage, lights, 2 cars, kids eating every 5 minutes. It was a bit scary, but I remember sitting down and talking to the wife. I was like, look, I said, we got 2 options. I could easily go get another job at another plant with, my experience. She could easily go get another job somewhere. But I told her, I was like, this is the time to see if we got it, right? So either go get another job or go all in on what I want to do. And obviously had 401k and I found Groove. I jumped into that, started working on that. So obviously we decided to go all in. She was going to help with the wood business and I was going to put extra time into online. So I got Groove. Within a month, I made that first accidental high ticket commission. It was $558.80. And I was actually in the floor playing with my kids. And my phone made a weird sound it had never made. And I checked it, and that's what it was. You just earned a commission. I was like, all right, if I can make $500 in one sale, I said, maybe I should focus on the high ticket affiliate marketing. So believe it or not, I actually jumped into another super high, expensive coaching program. It was $10,800, and it was all around sales, marketing, client acquisition, and creating offers. And sad to say, it flopped. I did not get my investment back because it was only a 2-month coaching program. The only way you could stay in it was to drop 20. So obviously I couldn't do that. The only good thing that came out of it was I did learn some skills that I still use today. And I created a custom offer out of thin air around something I had never taught before. And I did close my first 4-figure client within 25 days of joining. So I didn't lose the whole 10 grand, just almost all of it.
Right.
So I still had some, what do you say? Still had some excitement because it showed me the process worked.
Right.
Right. So that's kind of how my mindset happened to go all in on myself, to take a big risk, because so many people, friends, family included, my dad being one of the biggest doubters around what I was trying to do. But I just saw it as it's risk now or just never know what you're capable of, to answer your question.
Yeah.
There's a lot in there for sure, man. But I think one of the biggest things is that there's a lot of people that would have quit several times along that journey because they weren't getting the immediate results. And it's really hard to remember, even, and especially when you're putting money on the line like that, like it's an investment in yourself. And sometimes the ROI from that investment is not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be in 2 years.
Yep.
You know, like that's an education. And you said $40,000 since 2017. That's like easily a year of somebody's tuition going to college.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, and when you start thinking about it in that terms, it becomes a little bit more. Hey, my kid's trying to get in here, I think. hang on, guys.
Yeah. That's awesome. See, this is one of the reasons why we love this, is that you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's, interesting, but, so yeah, I mean, to piggyback on what Kyle said, right, is like that kind of thing. Like, I'm with you, Flip. I've spent probably close to that. I haven't done the actual math, but I know I'm over 30K since the end of 2019 when I started buying courses and trying to learn the online systems and things like that. And, people, they gawk at that and they go, man, I don't know that I could ever spend that much. And then they turn around and be like, hold on, let me go make my school loan payment. And they go, make their $200, $300, $400 payment to their $60,000 loan.
Yeah.
And you start thinking to yourself, like, hold up, you are appalled at the amount of money that people spend online, but you're paying off a loan that you're paying interest on, that you're actually going to pay more for over time. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, and you and I have been on TikTok. We see it all the time. People are like, I want to start, but I don't want to pay for training. And it's like, okay, okay. It's like, do you ask a teacher if they would, like, go ask a teacher if they would teach their class for free?
Yep.
Go ask a professor if he would teach his course for free. Go to the electrician or the plumber and say, will you teach me how to do what you do for free? And I guarantee you not a single one of them would tell you yes.
Nope. I agree. 110%.
But so while Kyle is dealing with that, which is it just takes me back to our first episode when his kids were like running around in the background and like asking him to fill up the water guns and all this stuff. And he was like, guys, come on. But so you get in, you start doing this high ticket stuff, you're like, high ticket's obviously the way to go. So was this around the time, like, obviously this is only a year ago. So, you've got your kids by now. You've been, trying to take care of the family. How did that work out with that dynamic of like trying to build this now? Because now you're in build mode. So building a business and trying to still be a husband, trying to still be a father, like, how did you balance that?
I'll tell you right now, it was hard. The challenges were to anyone that's seen any kind of success online that said it all worked to plan. It was easy. I didn't struggle at all. I'll be the first one to sit here and tell you there were days that I wanted to hit the red button. I wanted to crawl under my desk in the fetal position and just quit, because that would have been easy. I could have just went and got another job. But like today, I can't imagine going and working for someone else again. I hate to say it. Like, it makes me sick, because every day I wake up, I make my coffee. The wife is getting the book bag ready. I'm helping get Miranda ready. And I take her to school every morning. I pick her up every evening. I couldn't imagine having to be like, hey, I want to go pick my kid up. But it was hard. It was roller coasters. It was up. It was down. It was way up. It was way down. The challenges that you go through as an entrepreneur, that's the part that most people leave out, and they just tell you about all the highlight reels. Like, oh, I done 10 grand this month. Yeah, but what did you do the last 6 months to get there?
Yep.
What you do the last year? How many times did you fail? I done a Facebook post sharing that exact thing and I basically said my failures far outweigh my successes.
Mm-hmm.
And they do. So to answer your question, it was hard finding that balance, because at one point my wife said, she's like, you're home, but you're always doing something. And she's been my biggest supporter. Every time I wanted to invest in something else, she told me the exact same thing every time. And that was, I believe in you, honey. Just hurry the hell up. Right? That's what she used to tell me. Just hurry up. Right?
Yep.
But it was hard, man. Finding that balance, and kind of looking at it from a standpoint of what I should be doing versus what am I doing that's actually getting me results. And then you double down on those, right? Because a part that I was getting to earlier, and cut me off because I love telling this particular part, but after I jumped into that 10K program and it kind of failed, I kind of became very, very gun shy about investing. I kind of felt like, I got all this information. I don't have anyone there to say, all right, Flip, here's what you need to do. But I was scared to invest again. And we were in the process of stopping the wood business. Like we wanted to, because the wife stayed busy. We had the kids home every day. This was before Miranda started school. That balance, like it wasn't there. Like we were surviving, right?
Mhm.
Just getting by, doing whatever we had to do. And at one point I had to sell some things. And the cool thing was I came across SAA. That's the program that changed everything for me. It's the reason why I am where I am today. I owe a lot to Jacob Karras. You know,
Yeah.
y'all,
Jacob's great, man.
yeah, that's my dude. I'm also in his inner circle now. I have been
Mhm.
for a large chunk of this year, and I owe that guy a lot. I'll say it flat out. I reference him in a lot of my content.
Yep.
You know, wherever I'm putting it at, I'm probably going to mention Jacob. But I sold my lawnmower. You know how our dads are about our damn lawnmower. But
Yes, sir.
I got to that point where it was like, I'm about to go back to work, or either I can try one more time. So I sold my nice zero turn that I had just paid off that summer. It was paid
Mm.
for. All right. It's paid for. But I sold it. And I invested $1,500 into the super affiliate accelerator. And I
Mhm.
told the wife, I said, this is the last time. So I'm going to go super hard. This is all I'm going to focus on. And that's what I did. And within 8 months, it was actually a little less than 8 months, I hit my breakout month. And it was $22,790.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, it's still my best month to date. Though I've been hitting, consistent 5-figure months. That's my biggest month. But it's more to that I'll bring up in a second. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. If you guys have any specific questions for me.
No, I'm loving this, man. This is good. And I do want to go back to one point though that you said, and I don't want to take away from what you were, what you want to get into, because I love this. I love it when people are passionate about what they're talking about and they're not waiting for us to ask questions. They're just like, I'm gonna tell you my story. I'm gonna tell you how I did it. Because that's why we do this, right? Is we get these stories out there because every person has a different perspective, and some of them are similar, but
Mhm.
everybody has a different way things happen. They have a different perspective. But you said something that I want to touch on, which you said, I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to go hard and I'm going to focus on this one thing.
Mhm.
And I want to make sure everybody else hears that out there, whether you're watching right now or you hear this on the podcast when it's uploaded, is one more time, go hard on one thing.
Yeah.
And people miss that point a lot, right? They think
Yeah.
that they see these guys that are promoting all these different products and they're like, man, that must be how you do it. And it's like, no, you get your one thing that you need to focus on. That's your main thing. And that might change down the road, but you have to have one main thing all the time.
Yeah.
And that's your main thing. And I people miss that so much. And I'm glad you said that, because it shows, right? You did it. You did like here. Saival said this right now. One more time and go hard. And that's, and she's honestly, she's a big proponent of that. So, and obviously, SAA, Jacob Karras, all the stuff that's all, Facebook organic and things like that. So, for those of you out there that don't know what that is, it's a, organic Facebook marketing program where you basically make high ticket sales by connecting with people and groups and things like that. And I do want to touch on a question that somebody asked, because when we get interaction like this, it's interesting because the questions, you never know what they're going to be. And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, but
Yeah.
Vince Jones asked, what's your view on the metaverse, and are pages and groups going to stay? And I'm curious to know, like, take just a couple minutes and give your perspective on that. Being a Facebook organic marketer, Are you worried about them changing that up a lot, or do you think that that's just another piece of the pie?
I actually think it's going to benefit marketers on a different level. Like with me being highly involved with Jacob, I get to
Yep.
get some really, really good insights because of his mentors. So it's
Sure.
kind of crazy how that mentor thing works when everybody says, "Oh, you don't need a coach." You have no idea the power.
BS, man.
Man. But the metaverse, uh, going into 2022, if you're building a personal brand right now, now's the time. If you haven't started, if you already have, even better. But I really think that whole setup and new thing coming with the metaverse, I believe it's going to be really good, for anyone that's in, coaching, consulting, affiliate marketing. I think it's actually going to help. But that's just my personal opinion around what I've learned about it so far and what I'm seeing coming. I think custom offers and building a personal brand is going to be so much bigger next year than it is right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. So, back into what you were talking about, so you're obviously you went through SAA, you started getting, you got your first, big month, $22,000.
Mhm.
And so you had a piece you were going to get into. So carry on with that. I mean, what was next?
Yeah, so the 8 months leading up to that big month, uh, coming into this year, um, I was challenged by one of the coaches in SAA, and to kind of further iterate what you said, SAA does cover Facebook organic, but more importantly, it's the four pillars, and it doesn't matter if you're selling dildos, dump trucks, or digital courses. All right, you got to have your mindset in the right place. You have to have an offer, knowing how to create them, as well as having an offer. Uh, Very simple sales conversion process that could look like many different things, and then building your audience, your tribe of people. But I was able to take SAA, and mind you, I've told you guys already, I spent lots of money and different things on different products as an affiliate. But SAA is what put my shiny object syndrome all together, because that big month that I hit, it was multiple different affiliate products.
Jacob
Oh,
and Jamie really have a way of doing that, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. And Jamie, what he did early that year was challenge me to make more offers. So I
Yeah.
took like the next 30 days, and it wasn't all monetary offers. It might have been to, get a lead magnet from me, or join my group, or opt into something else I was offering. Just make some kind of offer every day, right? And I did that, and that led to, my first Facebook post to bringing in over $1,000. And then looking back, that just sounds crazy. Like I made a post on Facebook, and it made me $1,000. Like
That
that's
was probably another post that you made. Because I made a post on Facebook and it made me $1,000.
yep.
Headline.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. It led to another one too. Quite a few. But
Quite a few.
that big month, most people won't share this when they start to see that success. But I had that big month too fast. It kind of broke me down.
Spoiled you a
And
little bit.
yeah, it was great, but it broke me down and kind of, I don't know if you've heard people say things happen too fast. Like I made that amount of money, and it scared me. Also showed me what's possible, but it kind of put me in a little bit of a funk because I didn't have a strong enough foundation, even though I thought I did. But
Did you feel like it was like imposter syndrome? Like when
yeah,
you talk about that?
that's something that I can talk about for days,
Yeah.
because
Same.
imposter syndrome, it never quits.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like if
It's
you're a
always in
beginner,
your mind.
yeah, if you're a beginner, you're gonna have it. You have your first $1,000 day, you're gonna have it again. You have your first $10,000 month, guess what? You're gonna have it
You have it
again.
again. Yep.
Every level you hit, something's gonna come back, whether it's imposter syndrome, limiting beliefs, self doubt. I still go through it to this day. Like,
Mhm.
I can't even believe that I'm on a podcast, with you guys, or the one I did the other day, or the
Mhm.
multiple interviews, whatever. It's crazy
You're
because a
speaking
year
event
ago,
in Vegas.
yeah, I'm going to a 13,000 square foot mansion next year that has
Yeah.
its own bowling alley, and I'm a small town country fella that likes hunting and fishing, and I'm
Right.
just a simple man, right? So I'm nervous to go to the mastermind, but excited at the same time.
Right. Right. Well, and that's a good point to make too. And I can relate to that big time because this week my book's getting launched this weekend, and dude, the whole process, you're like, I'm excited, I get it done, yeah. And then the books show up at your door, and you're like, I don't want to open that box. It's like I don't want to open that box. And like I
Because
actually,
then it makes it real.
dude, it makes it real, right? Because then you realize you're like, why me? Why am I the one that gets selected to do this thing? And I'll admit, like, I was so anxious that day because like I actually yelled at my wife because she was joking with me, but I took it the wrong way. And I yelled at her for it. And I was because I was going to do an unboxing like during the day. And she was gonna, like, I was setting the camera up, and she like opens the dishwasher to start putting dishes in real quick, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, I'm gonna do my unboxing. And like I was so anxious because the imposter syndrome was starting to really fill up. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't want to do this. It's not me. And once I got it done, it was fine. But it's just that I've had $1,000 days. I've had all this other stuff, and you're right. The next thing you do that's big in your, like, something that you feel real deep, it creeps up, and it's like, why you? Why are you special? And
Yeah.
you're just like, come on. Like, so, and like Cybele asked this, she goes, how do you overcome imposter syndrome? And so, that's a good question, right? What is something you maybe tell yourself whenever this happens and you're like, man, I just had my $22,000 month? What did you do?
I have this thing right here. It's called the morning formula. Because some days you wake up and you're just not feeling it, right? So
Sure.
inside of here is something that I wrote well over a year ago. I really need to update it, but my principles and beliefs are the same. I like to do something called future pacing, because when I started all this, and had this vision of working for myself, making money online, having my own online business, it was just a vision. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know what I was going to do. But to give you a backstory even further, really, really quick, I grew up in an alcoholic home. My mom was full blown alcoholic. She lost custody of me. I went through a lot of that stuff. I was one of the first people in my family to go to college, and I was also the first one to get expelled for selling drugs. Right? A lot of people don't know that part about me, but I also went to jail a few other times for beating the crap out of people that disrespected women. Right? So I've got that to look where I also come from. But when it comes to this and imposter syndrome, future pacing is something I've done multiple times the last couple of years. And that's simply looking at where I'm at now. All right. I've hit 20K months, 10K months, yada, yada. But where do I want to be 6 months from now? Obviously, I'd love to be at consistent 30 to 50K months, 6 to 12 months from now. So, what does that version of Flip look like? How does that Flip make decisions? What does his circle look like? Who is he surrounding himself with? What is he investing in? What's he driving? Right? How much money is he bringing in every month? What kind of clients does he have? All right. And looking at all those things, it's a little more to it, but looking at those things as a whole, and then beginning to take action as that person would.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm not dealing with the BS. I'm not dealing with, lazy people. I'm only dealing with high quality, motivated folks that are very similar to me. Because whatever you're selling online, whether it's coaching, consulting, or an affiliate product, your ideal client is likely going to be the same person that you were 6, 12 months earlier, right? We're looking for people that are very similar to us. So that's how
Dude,
I
that is
combat.
straight up what I know about SAA and Jacob. Like, I was thinking about this earlier when you said the SAA, because I didn't know you were part of SAA, and he produces consistent types of people out of that program.
Yep.
Like, I know a couple people that are in that program, and everybody is very similar. And that is exactly what he preaches, and then you just regurgitated that, and that's exactly what you preach now.
Yeah.
And when you look at the avatar of those people, like, they're just consistent, man.
Yep.
And that's the real deal.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Well, and to even talk about, so you're future pacing, right? You're setting your goals, you're looking forward. And I want people to know that this is not just a flipmoss thing, right? Like you're bringing it up, but that is a normal thing for people to do when you get around people that are bigger than you, that are more successful than you, that have gone where you want to go.
Yeah.
And they all say a very similar thing. They tell a similar story, is you got to put a vision in for your future. You've got to be walking into that vision. Oh my God. Vince just literally, I was saying that, and Vince just said that, walking into that dream and present moment while staying in the present. Yeah, you got to be walking into that vision. That's awesome, Vince. And, the thing is that if you aren't future pacing yourself, all you're doing is you're just a hamster on a wheel. It's basically like having another job. You're performing a task, you're getting the bare minimum that you deserve, and that's where you're going to stay. And some people stay there for a long time.
Too long.
And so tell us about, like, you got that getting to that $22,000 a month. Like, was there a specific process that you enacted that made that happen? Or was that just the consistency finally paying off?
What I started doing is actually a big part of my beta program right now. So obviously I was doing a few things different. Now, this is something anyone can take and run with. But if you see 1,000 people doing very, very similar things, likely there's an angle for you to go the other way. All right. And I saw what people were doing. I saw them getting success with it, but I'm very unorthodox. Like, I don't do what most people do. And I saw an opportunity. This is kind of where TikTok comes into play. And TikTok, I saw a very, very large gap in the market with all the fluffy stuff going on. People saying, oh, 30 minutes a day and you'll make 10 grand your first month. I was like, yeah, these guys are full of it.
Yep.
So I actually jumped on TikTok earlier this year because my wife wanted to do it. I was only going to do it to support her and be that good husband, and I just saw an opportunity to educate. So, like, the formula I follow on TikTok is entertain, educate, motivate, monetize, right? I don't chase sales. I tried that in the beginning and it didn't work, right? So I just want to get people in my world, show them, like, I've told people exactly what I do. But here's the thing, if I tell you exactly what I do, if you don't have any products or services to sell, then what I tell you to do isn't going to help you. Right? Prime example is one of my beta members. She's only been with me 7 days today. She's already closed 3 sales.
Nice.
She's made more in the last 2 days, which it's just over $500. She's made more in 2 days than she has the last 4.5 months of trying. Right?
It's awesome.
Yeah, it blows me away. Like, I'm so happy for her. She's just executing and moving with speed.
Yeah.
Money loves speed, right? But the process that I started doing different was really incorporating TikTok with Facebook organic and building a simple ecosystem to where things always get fed, right? I'll kind of leave it at that. But just seeing what everybody else is doing and not being afraid to go the other way, right? If if you're anything like me, which most entrepreneurs are, we want to stand out. We want to be different, right? There's no competition online. You hear so many people saying, "Oh, everything's saturated." That's your way of thinking,
Yep.
right? My way of thinking is I want Josh to win. I want Kyle to win. I want Sybil to win. I want Vince to win. If I want everybody to win, you can't compete with me, right? I can't compete with y'all.
Right.
That's just how I think about it. If I help someone get a quick win for free on a 10-minute, 15-minute call, and they get a result, even if they're not ready to invest, when they do get to the point of being ready to invest, who do you think they're going to think about?
Yes, sir.
Person that helped them, right?
Yep. Well, yeah, and that's so true, because I actually talked about this and I don't know if I've posted it yet. I think so. It might be in my drafts, but one thing that Cal and I have talked about, and I talk about this to everybody, is that people will do more for recognition and relationships than they will ever do for money. And the biggest thing that people forget is when you touched on it right there, a 15-minute call, you get on and someone's like, I'm just really struggling with this. And you're like, well, hey, you could do this, 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 and this. Here's just some tips. I can help you with that, but not going to be the pressure guy. I'm not going to tell you got to sign up with me, but I'm just telling you, I'm here to help you. I've got some strategies for you, but here's some ideas you could work on. And they turn around and they come back and go, wow, Flip, that was amazing. I just made a sale because of what you taught me. Your thought is not going to go, great, take that money, come with me, I'm going to get you more. Your thought is, hey, good for you, man. I'm proud of you. That's awesome. Great job. Let me know if you have any other questions. And every time they have a question, who are they going to go back to?
Exactly.
Flip Moss, because Flip was the guy who answered that one question.
Yep.
And those relationships are so priceless because they actually appreciate what you did, and you build immediate trust with those people. And it could be a week, a month, even a year down the road, and they may come your direction and say, what do you got right now that you can help me with? And that's where you come back and go, that 15 minutes was 100% worth it.
Absolutely. Perfect example is I just had someone message me out of the blue last week. Last week was a $4,000 week. All right. And 1,000 of that was super unexpected. I had someone that I helped a year ago get going, right? Didn't really look for anything in return. And this person told me they were very thankful. We had a slight issue, with another affiliate, which I won't go into details. But long story short, this person told me, they said, Flip, when I start doing well, I'm going to get you straight and sort you out. And this person was about to purchase something called the Fast Cash Rolodex. It's 7 strategies to monetize your audience.
Yep.
And this person just messaged me out of the blue one day. He was like, Flip, do you got a link for FCR? And I was like, yeah, you thinking about jumping in? He's like, yeah, it's time to make good on my word. And that was a $1,000 sale. It was unexpected because I helped that person a year ago, right? So relationship over revenue.
Man,
if you build the relationship, the revenue will follow every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's awesome. So you touched on it briefly, obviously, your beta program. So that's what you got running right now. And I know from us being connected on TikTok and just seeing your messages on Facebook, I'm in your, Flip Your Switch group. And so I've obviously, seen what's going on. So that was it last week you closed that out and you filled that up. You've got your clients you're working with. So that's what you're working on right now. What is your plan coming up here? Like between now and let's say 6 to 12 months from now, you're going to be running your beta program, but what else is going on? Like you got stuff up here. I know it. I can see it when you do your content, and I know beta program is like the stepping stone to your next thing. So what's Flip's next big thing?
It's funny you say that because, all of us entrepreneurs were always thinking about the next thing. The the next 10 weeks or so, beta members are going to have lifetime access. I am going to open it back up December 20th for a very, very few select folks. But coming into 2022, I will make that program live, and I'll come up with some kind of cool name. Right now, it's just VIP beta. But I will make that live to the public, and that's going to be one of my evergreen assets, because what I'm teaching, it will work on any platform, which obviously I'm only teaching around a few, but it's just basically building your own assets. Like right now, stuff that's going on inside of beta, if I wanted to, I could pick and choose whatever piece that I'm teaching, and they can be standalone products. So always looking at the bigger picture. I have a very, very strong feeling that, the beta program is going to bring in, 6 figures next year. Like I have that. And then obviously I connected with another person that we're working on some stuff that we're going to release probably the end of January, maybe February, something we're doing together. So always collabing with folks and looking for people I can trust, obviously, to launch, new things.
There's that relationship piece popping up again.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Absolutely.
It's important. But just to continue to create assets, and like I took a break from posting on TikTok, Facebook. I didn't send any emails to my list. I was actually kind of absent in my Flip Your Switch group.
Yep.
And that's because I'm giving a lot of my attention to my beta folks. Like I want to make sure that they win. Their results are way more important than mine right now. And I think that's something that's missing in a lot of different other courses right now, is the amount of support that's given and provided. The beta member that's closed a few sales, I've walked her through a few conversations to help her close those sales, right? And to qualify and make sure that it's a good fit for both parties, right?
Yep.
So right now they're most important, but that's my plan going into next year, is just to continue to build relationships and create more and more assets.
That's awesome.
I like how you're helping her walk through some of those closes. That's needed. Role playing is needed.
Yes.
Those things 100% matter. Like you were talking about, you mentioned, like, do I have a person that can help me with something, like before you got into SA, right? That you need that at a certain point. That's why managers exist in companies, right? That's why you have mentorships. That's why you have coaches.
Yep.
Just to help you achieve that next level. Sometimes you need that little boost, that little tweak or whatever. And some of that stuff is missing in a lot of these programs, because it's just a money grab for most folks. They're not invested in the human. They're invested in getting the next dollar. So
true.
True. Well, and one of the things that I've been kind of making my, I don't want to call it a slogan, I guess a motto lately, is if more people focus less on creating profiteers and more on creating profits, like PROPHETS, profits, and people that are willing to speak the word of whatever company they're in. We need people that are loyal to whatever it is that they're going to do and just hunker down and do the work. Because right now, so many people are desperate that they get into something thinking it's going to change their life overnight. And we've heard it multiple times already. Nothing changed for you overnight. It took work. I mean, you didn't get in and then a month later have a 22,000 month. You started and then 8 months later had a 22,000 month. But here's the thing. Even then, that doesn't mean that every single person's going to have a $22,000 month in 8 months. It may be 6, it may be 12. For some people, it might be 2 years. You never know. And I think that the biggest thing that people need to stop thinking about, and you said it over and over through this interview tonight, which I've held my tongue for a while because I wanted to just round this out with, is, if someone came to you and said, Flip, I think you need to start focusing on your money more so you can scale and you can make more. And here's some ways you can monetize your audience and siphon more sales out of them. How would you respond to that person?
It kind of depends. If we had rapport before, if I was just a random person, it's for me from the very, very beginning. All I wanted to do was make $5,000 a month. That's really all I care about now. Everything after that is just extra. All I really care about is being in this house and involved with my wife and kids, right? Even though I'm a homebody, my wife loves to travel. We're going to do something Friday, and we got more places. I don't even really know where the places we're going. I just kind of go along. But I would probably kind of correct that person because, like, all right, selling is important.
Yeah.
You have to make money to be profitable. But if that's all you're coming into this game for, you're not going to do well. You're not going to last long. And that's just a fact. If you're just solely driven on the money, I know all about struggle. Y'all do too. I've struggled more than the average person.
Yep.
So it's not all about the money. The money is a byproduct of helping people, serving people, right? So I would probably correct that person a little bit. Like, if I can take 2 weeks from posting on my platforms and still cross 5 figures, then obviously it's not a monetization problem, right?
Right.
I could go hard and just start making, some crazy offers put together, but it's not really about the money. It's about the right people, right? Everybody isn't a good fit to work with me, just like everybody's not a good fit to work with y'all, right?
And that's okay.
People.
Yeah, that is okay. And it's okay to tell someone, I'm sorry, I don't think we fit well together.
Yep.
And I'd love to help you, but I don't think this is going to work out. And people get scared, right? Because they're like, oh, you're losing a sale. And it's like, no, you're keeping your sanity, because if you don't jive with that person and you don't really connect well, or maybe there's a conflict somewhere that's just not resolvable, sometimes they don't see it, but you definitely do, because when we work with so many people, you find that out. And so I love that answer, man. That, and I like the way that you said, yes, there's, we all want to make money. We're building for-profit businesses, right?
Yep.
But just because we're building a for-profit business does not mean we have to only be for-profit.
Yeah.
And the fact that you touched on the fact that you really only wanted to make $5,000 a month. And I know from being around you long enough here that you consistently make $5,000 a month. So you get the ability now to release that stress from your mind and focus on what's truly important, which is helping people and spending time with your family. And, that's obvious with your, the way you've said things. And so as we're over an hour, like I said, we would right away, I said it's going to be an hour, and we're going to look up and go, holy crap. Where can people get a hold of you?
You can find me on Facebook, Flipmoss. You can go to flipmoss.com. I've got that set up. I have nothing to sell on that page. All right, it's just my Facebook group. I don't try to sell people on the first date. I actually want to get to know you.
Yep.
Make sure I have something that you actually need. But I got a YouTube channel as well. Everything is on that flipmoss.com page. My TikTok, Instagram. My
Did I
Facebook.
get your TikTok handle right?
Flipmoss _backup. Yep, because this is my backup account. My first one got shut down by some trolls. So yeah, that is correct.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah.
There's always haters, man.
There's always haters.
It is. I had that over 40,000 followers too, but it's okay because I grew the next account to 20K in like 30 days just to prove a point.
So one last little nugget here, and that actually just brought something up is, let's say somebody's trying to get into the TikTok game. You did that because you wanted to hit that market, and you just said you grew it to 20,000 followers in 30 days. So somebody who's new on TikTok, somebody who maybe has never looked at it before, what would be the thing that you would tell them to focus on if they wanted to use that as their channel? Whether, and let's just be honest, whether it's TikTok, IG Reels, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, whatever they are, they're all going to give kind of the same feel, but we'll focus on TikTok because that's one of your main funnel channels. What's some piece of advice of how somebody could grow quickly to create an influence?
Let's see. The easiest way to put that was, like, do y'all frown upon profanity?
Nah.
No.
Okay. All right. So if you're a goofy son of a bitch, be a goofy son of a bitch on TikTok. All right. Be yourself and make eye contact when you're talking to the camera, because people feel that, right? Do you feel me right now when I'm looking at the camera?
Yep.
All right. Make content that is around you. Like, I don't sugarcoat anything. If you follow me on TikTok, you already know this. I'll be quick to drop an F-bomb. I'll be quick to call you on your shit, right? Be yourself. If you want to build a following on TikTok, you have to be yourself unapologetically. And I mentioned the formula earlier. I'm a goofy son of a bitch. I have wigs. I have stuff out there with this kind of content. Okay.
Yep.
But entertain, educate, motivate. Then you can monetize. All right. People are going to like you. People are going to hate you. But those people that like you will follow you no matter where you go. All right. So my best advice for TikTok: post 3 to 5 days in the 3 to 5 times a day in the beginning, right? And check your analytics. People sleep on the analytics. If you take a week and post 3 to 5 times, different times throughout the day, then at the end of that week, look at your analytics and see where your audience is most active. Okay. And double down, make better content, high quality content, right? Eye contact, entertain, educate, motivate, and find what time that your people are most active. And you will grow your account very quickly. Don't be afraid to say something controversial. Like, I do that all the time. I absolutely triggered someone the other day where they told me they told me I had my head up my ass. And that's,
Yep.
You can't let yourself get triggered by these people, because those trolls, they're everywhere.
Yep.
Right? I brush it off. I actually thought about doing something funny, but I was like, no, I'll probably get banned if I do that. So don't come on there if you don't have thick skin, but just don't worry about other people. Your opinions are your own. Be yourself. It's my best advice.
Awesome.
Love that.
No, that's awesome, bro. So, Kyle, you got anything else?
I just really appreciate you coming on here, man. Your story is brilliant. Love it. A lot of hard work, a lot of payoff. So I hope people get inspired by that.
I hope so too, man. If I help one person, then I'm good with that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So I ditto that. I appreciate you coming on. And I know it's later in the day for you right now. You're coming close to midnight here. So we'll go ahead and, finalize some details after the fact for a couple minutes. But otherwise, man, it's been a pleasure. Your story's amazing. We all have our struggles. We all go through crazy things in our lives. But what I love being able to see is people that have pushed through that. They've made it through the other side. Shameless plug. That's what my book is about. That's what, I talk about in there, is just pushing past those struggles and making sure that you're not giving up, right? Never, ever, 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 ever give up. And Flip, you're a shining example of that. And now you're helping other people do the same thing all over the country, all over the world. So keep it up, brother. And until next time, just keep on doing what you're doing, because you're changing lives.
Hey, thank y'all both for having me. And
Absolutely.
I'll catch y'all on the flip side.
On the flip side. I love it.